Hi guys.
Hi guys.
This is for you.
Thank you.
That's so. Oh my god, this table's so crowded.
Sorry, I'm trying to back
Should
up
I?
while we're
Yeah.
recording because
We're trying to multitask, so let's see how well this goes.
task the malt.
So hi guys. Today we are joined by the beautiful Lilith, who is a traveling model. Or you just based?
International. I don't know how you call it.
She's- oh,
An
come on.
an award-winning internationally
Award-winning.
award-winning
Like
internationally
traveling and international
published.
because it sounds fancy.
From Czech. Cheers.
Yes.
We've spent last 2 days shooting.
Yes.
Yes. And yeah, so we thought we would get her in for our podcast this week. So you don't have to listen to just Peter and I rambling.
I wouldn't ramble.
No, never.
Wait, I will turn this way.
So a sip of wine's always the nicest. So yes, it's been very fun. We've gotten lots done in the last couple of days.
You've done. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've got to shoot you in a studio.
Well, it was 2020.
When
Yeah.
you first came. here.
No, when I last came.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, that's what that because COVID.
Yeah, right.
And
And then the last time we saw
That's
you.
right. But it was the year of COVID, wasn't it?
yes, that
You-
was.
round about
I
next-
was here February
February,
2020,
And then everything got lost.
and I escaped
You-
just on time. 'cause-
you came into Australia, you spread it, then you got
yes,
out.
yes,
Yes.
it was me. But do not tell everyone.
No.
But few Czech models, well, few, like I know 2 or 3, they got stuck.
Domi was kind of stuck because she
Yeah,
came.
she was here like 1 month, and then my other friend, she was stuck too for a month or something at the sheep farm.
A sheep farm. Bad. I mean, a really bad experience.
Oh my god.
She was like, at least I had the sheep. They were cute.
Cute.
A sheep
Different
farm.
company.
That's wild. But then last time we saw you was in London in 23.
Oh, that's right. I forget about that. But like, yeah, true. So that's 2 years.
2 years ago, yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's
Nearly 2 years
Nearly
ago.
2 years. It was in around about May, June.
Summer.
No, summer over there. So it's May, June.
Summer,
June.
yeah. I think June.
So it's a year and a
It was
half.
my birthday. Kind of like was somewhere between my birthday.
Yeah, that was your 50th, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm paranoid about everything.
You're paranoid about
I just get
everything.
paranoid about everything. Like, okay, everything's on record. That's fine.
Every time Beck and I think we've sorted out a perfect routine and everything's going to be perfect,
It's not.
kaboom. So we had the podcast that we had the recording failed to write to the card. So the card's still fine. That we don't know exactly why. But then the next shoot we had in here, my little RX failed to write to the card. Then it happened again. So I started formatting and rechecking cards. Then it happened again on the RX. But then I realised that the battery went flat while it was recording. And
That'll do it.
I think that's what it is. So we're hoping we've sorted that out.
Hopefully.
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 But something will come up, someone new for next time.
No, don't say
Every
that.
time we put something in so it won't happen, something new that's never happened before happens.
That's the way how life works, I think.
That's why I'm like constantly checking everything. I'm like, everything's still working. Yep.
This one is working, yeah.
This is working. Everything's
I hope
fine.
mine, I didn't turn it
No,
off
no, no,
or
you didn't. I
something.
checked. It's still got a red light.
Because I like kind of.
I think I put it on hold.
No, but I mean.
Yeah, I did. It's
Yeah,
fine.
okay.
So you can't turn it off.
Okay, good.
Cannot turn it off.
You can try and turn it off, but it won't turn off.
Turn off.
No.
So
So you're thinking, oh, I've got something to talk about.
Yeah,
but
then you
obviously
go.
you can't think of something to talk about.
no, you go then.
So what have you been doing for the last week?
I had my hens party, and
I can't remember what happened for 3 days.
I do remember. I just borrowed a lot of happiness from the days following. It was a very amazing, and my best friend is incredible and organised the whole thing, and it was just perfect. And
Yeah, I don't think she could have got better strippers. I thought they were perfect.
there was no strippers. That was the one thing I said: no strippers, please.
There's 2 things you said.
What?
No strippers and no penis straws.
No penis straws, because I hate those penis, like the straws that have the little penises on the end, and then you like drink.
What? I never heard or see
yeah,
that.
If you go around to Bec's place, they're laying around everywhere.
I weirdly enough used to have one, and when I had house parties when I was younger, I'd always drink out of one.
Oh.
I don't know why.
So,
But no, that was what I
so
said.
is that when it started, is it?
There was no strippers and no penis straws, but it was perfect. We went to some wineries. We got told off at one of the wineries because apparently
You
were
were
too
so
drunk.
we were
loud.
too loud, and there was other people there was 4 people standing at a bar, and
Yeah,
And
why
you
might
were
we complain?
bothering them. How
apparently.
dare you?
I would have been like that lady that came and told us off. If she had have given us a warning and then told us off, I would have been like fair. But she just comes out guns blazing, and then she's full pointing at me as she's telling us off.
Oh my God.
I was
Well,
so
it was your
angry.
fault.
Oh, why was it my
You were
fault?
so loud.
I wasn't. So I told her off back. I was like, excuse me, this is my hand. We are having fun, and
This
I
is
am
my
sorry.
day, not your day. You go back and you can have your day another day, but this is my day.
My sister's sitting next to me and she's like, Beck, stop. And I'm like, no, to my sister. Listen, lady. I spoke to Mum last night. Mum said that if I didn't like yell at her, Mum was about to yell at her and be like, don't you point at my daughter like. I get it from my mum.
You get it from your mum.
But yeah, it was really fun, and it was just perfect, and I loved. So that's what I've been doing. And now I've been recovering. I think I'm finally recovered.
You think?
I think.
Well, I saw you yawning, so
And
it's contagious. So I was yawning too.
Tuesday was the worst. Obviously I had Monday off, but then I came to work on Tuesday. I was so like flat. I was like,
You came to
I came to work.
you were there in body. Even I doubt some of that was there.
I
tried to send you home a couple of times.
But I came to work. Anyway, I finally recovered, and that's what I've been doing. Now the next thing is the big day in 6 weeks. Rocks back and forward nervously. No, that'll be fun. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. What else?
And there's something else you learned something.
What did I learn?
You learned, I showed you how the rocket ship lands and gets caught.
Oh yeah, you did show me that.
And you were not impressed. You didn't think it was that big a deal. Like
She forgot
one
it
of,
already,
It's
see?
one of the
I
friggin'.
was like, okay, cool.
Like every time I see it and see the thing catch it like a 10-story building, and you're just going,
Yeah.
It's just programming.
well, it's the only program. You know,
It's just programming, that's all.
you anti-X person.
Whatever, it's just programming.
Your next car is going to be a Tesla to pay you back
No,
for
I
that.
don't
Yes.
want a Tesla with the weird iPad in the middle of it. It's like an iPad.
Yeah, I know, but you could then do all your stalking people on that. Yes.
I don't stalk people.
No.
Never.
Never.
I'm nosy. I like to know everyone's business.
Yes. Everyone's.
Everyone's.
But you don't want anybody to know yours. No.
One-way traffic.
One-way traffic.
Yes. Peter's fidget thing this week is...
Oh, yeah, so thank you, New Zealand TSA. So they went into one of my bags and there was a note in there, we have confiscated your AAA batteries, which are alkaline. They're not even,
Is it lithium that you're not allowed?
you're not allowed lithium.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, they took apart this and they smashed up my grid
For your little portable
from a
light.
little portable light.
So he's trying to fix it.
I'm just, well, I've got it a lot of the way there. It's not far from fixed.
I can't believe, how did they even manage that?
It's a special thing, school they go to.
Special school.
It is a very special school. They first have to lick the glass of aeroplanes as they're taking off.
Do you have trouble with like going through pit? Like, do they like customs like go through?
How often
Like,
do you have your,
what, like with the
they go through?
batteries?
No,
or-
when they go through your bags, and you see there's a note in your bag saying,
Oh, yeah,
"We
they
have
do
gone
that.
through your bags,
What-
and can you please wash your underwear better next time?"
No,
Or-
the only time when I had problems was actually coming to Australia, and I was trying to be cheapskate. So we booked with my friend. We booked a flight through China, so it was 13 hours layover in Beijing.
Ew.
And we were like, yeah, we will do some exploring, and we didn't know that like they will not even let you go to the toilet, basically.
Really?
So long story short, like the trip was like 35 hours or something. So I was like brain dead, you know.
Yeah.
And then they give me raw salmon in flight. And I just put it in my bag and just forget about it. But it was also like, yeah, I will throw it away. And then I had some veggies from Czech Republic and stuff like that. And just the whole bag after 35 hours of traveling was just gross.
And you filled out a piece of paper that said,
And
no
I was like,
food.
I will throw it away. And then I kind of forgot about the rest of it. So I basically just didn't put it on the paper. And then I came to the border and there was this cute golden retriever dog and he just starts to bark at my bags and I was like, oh,
not
who
so
is
cute
it?
anymore.
Who is it? No, I was like, oh, such a cute dog. And then the lady was like, so do you have something in your bag? I was like, yeah, I have salmon. She's like, and then she looked at the paper and she was like, do you speak English? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Do you understand the questions? I'm like, yeah. Did you pack your bag by yourself? And yeah. And then she was like, yeah, why you didn't? I was like, oh, yeah. But she was like, do you understand I can fine you for I don't know, $500? I was like, oh, or 4,000 maybe. But she of course but she starts to pull the stuff from my bag and I was just like embarrassed. So because it was gross.
Yeah.
But that was the only time. So and next time I know, so when I was going to New York, I had 2 little radishes. So I was like, yeah, I have them. So they were like, yeah, we have to throw it away. And that was it. Never ever, luckily.
We were coming back from Bali, me and Jared, and in Bali, they have these novelty bottle openers that have penises on them.
Oh, these I know. These I saw in Bali. They're everywhere in Bali.
So this is to match your penis straws at home.
Jared.
The whole decoration.
So if anybody,
kitchen.
we should do a podcast in your house. We did one, but we did it in a care flat. We should go to the room of penises. She does. She has a whole room of penises. She collects them all over the world. She cuts them off, puts them in jars. And
now they're very trendy. These plushies, or hand knitted penises. They sell them everywhere, even at kids stores. They have these
Bec crochets her own ones.
And they have face, and they're like.
Oh my god, that's a kid. That's so weird. Well, Jared bought them for the boys, but they're made of wood.
Oh, for the boys.
But as a joke, but on the piece of paper it says, "Do you have any wooden products?" And so, I think so Jared had all of them in his bag, and I had the
wooden vaginas.
No, I had the cigarettes that were definitely not more than the amount that you're allowed to bring
we'd
into
never
the
do that.
This is back when I smoked. And so I was like, Jared, you take this and then I'll have the cigarettes. So Jared fills it out. Do you have any wooden products? Yes. And he goes to the declaration thing and the guy's like, what do you declare? And he's like, wooden. He's like, what have you got? Jared's like, little wooden dicks. The guy just pissed himself off. I was like, just go, mate.
Oh, so they didn't even check to see if
No.
they've been sprayed or anything?
I think because he saw we were coming from Bali, and so
right.
I think he just
Yeah, but
kind
normally they've got to be
they just told him to go.
Normally not allowed wood products from Bali because they have mites. Or
He just
something.
told him to go, and he was just pissing. It was just the way that Jared so awkwardly some little wooden dicks. Very funny.
I do like the thing now that some of the security at airport, people as a joke pack dildos into women's carry-on.
Oh yeah.
And they show up, and now they actually look for them and they purposely pull them aside so they can open it up in front of everybody.
But it's also forbidden to bring dildos and this kind of stuff to Dubai.
Really?
Yeah. So it's illegal to bring sexual whatever.
Yeah, but what happens, you're allowed to bring a prosthetic leg. So what happens if you lost your penis in the war and there was a prosthetic one that you could clip on? You're not allowed to take that. That sounds discrimination against males.
No, because my friend, he's moving from Berlin to Dubai, and he used to live in Berlin in a scene, so he had a lot of this stuff, and he's like, not allowed.
Yeah,
but they didn't have a problem with any leather goods or anything like that.
Did not know that. That's interesting.
That could be fun because Bec has to carry one of my camera bags, so she put stuff in it.
No, you shouldn't.
Yes, I should. That could be really funny.
No, that would have
And then
been
I
funny.
could video it actually happening.
That's not
And
funny.
sell it for a lot of money.
No, I'll just put it as, that could be the thumbnail for our podcast.
Well, for you, not for Becky.
Not for me. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Joys. What have you been up to?
What have I been up to?
Aside from shooting with our supermodel.
Taking care of 7 dogs.
Yes, my daughter and my son have all gone to Bermagui, which is like a fishing town, and we have my daughter's 2 dogs, my daughter's 2 rats, my grandson's sea monkeys, my son's 2 dogs.
And rats.
We had Illith last night.
And rats.
And the
too.
rats and
Birds.
the house has been
Where is Gidget?
inundated with animals. But I did a bit of gardening.
Gardening.
You would have seen I put another 2 steps in.
Yes, I did. I did notice.
So until I did my back again.
Of course.
And then I schmedited.
Schmedited.
Yeah, I also had a shoot with lovely Katie from Eatington.
Yep.
So she was out in Jim from
Eaten.
Titan
Pictures.
Pictures. He was out doing some stuff for Caribbean Breeze. So I caught up with them for tea, and I hope you liked it. I think they liked it. They ate it. I think they ate
They
it all.
ate it, didn't they?
They ate it, didn't they? So I cooked what I saw as a proper Australian steak, so big and fat. I sous vide it and then blasted it with a
Your
flamethrower.
favourite thing.
And they were all impressed with. They were all videoing me flamethrowing the steak.
I remember you did that at a workshop a couple of years ago when everyone was videoing you. Then.
Yeah, and they're all thinking this is going to taste terrible, and they ate every little bit of it.
Come to learn photography, stay for the flamethrower steaks.
Well, the other thing is, I said to Sheree, we should make them something that they don't get in America for dessert. So I remembered Roxy.
That way I can see if it's recording still, which it is. Yeah, that makes me feel safe.
Because I was worried that if I will lay on it or something,
That
it will
makes me feel
just...
better. I can check it now. Sorry. Yeah.
So I remember Roxy loved her desserts.
Oh, yeah. So she had a pavlova.
We made a pavlova, and yeah, they devoured the whole thing.
Oh, I love pavlova.
Literally devoured it.
So good. I noticed when we were in New Zealand, in one of the places we
Well,
stayed, they had a
it
little
is-
sign up
I
with the
think-
recipe. It was like kiwi pavlova.
I think pavlova is
New Zealand.
New Zealand's just
And
Australia.
we
We steal
claimed it,
everything
yeah.
from them. They're just a little volcano island. They'll sink one day, and then it is definitely ours.
Don't say that. It's a beautiful place. Have you been to New Zealand?
No, but going to Iceland.
Nice.
So same, but different.
Same.
Oh no, I think it's a lot different to Iceland.
I know.
Apparently
I know.
Iceland has the fart smell as well.
Yeah, it does because it has the thermal pools. And,
But like it kind of falls to the island category
Yeah.
yes.
in my head.
So you're next.
No, but it has both of them have beautiful nature, I think. But most of the places have beautiful nature. So
Oh, you got beautiful trees and things like that, but they don't have much. There's not many animals at Iceland, is there?
I don't
Do
know.
they have any?
I don't know.
You never been?
No, Iceland. Wait, they have the horses.
But
That-
no, that's what man's brought horses on there.
Do they? I think they had them.
What,
Like
native
native.
horses?
The Icelandic horses are native.
Isn't Iceland a volcanic island? Which meant there was no animals on
But
there.
you know, like you have Shetland ponies, and isn't
Yeah,
it
but they were
also-
brought in by Australia, by overseas.
Because like, I think we were like looking for like American breed of horses, and then we found out that there were horses in America. No, I don't know.
Isn't zebras became horses?
No, it's two different.
Oh, it is
so
two
they are like equine, but it's
Different.
different branches.
So what, like foxes and wolves?
They're
they're
cat.
Huh?
They're different, aren't they?
Well, dogs are supposed to be related to wolves.
I think
So
foxes.
all dogs, I think,
Foxes
came
are
from
like
wolves.
You're trying to
There's
tell
like-
me that Gidget came from a wolf, wherever she is.
No, she came from you. You did one of your little secret farts and it popped out.
I think like most of the horses came from like Asia,
Asia.
and then
I'm just saying,
somewhere else.
and somewhere else. Of course,
Yeah.
it'd be somewhere else. But it's like when all the animal depends who we follow. If we follow Jesus, it's a different story. If we follow evolution, so we had dinosaurs, all that sort of stuff. Well,
Yeah.
New Zealand didn't exist; it was underwater. It was a
Oh,
volcano. So when the volcano came up and created the island, there's no animals.
Oh, okay.
But then birds flew there and dropped seed.
Oh, Okay.
And then birds, but I don't know how the kiwi came about. Maybe
But like
maybe a
an
seagull,
Australia just
maybe-
like ripped itself from.
I don't think this came from a wolf.
No, it did. Like all the dog breeds are from the wolf.
wolves.
Just like a lot of breeding,
Yeah, well, she's like tree breeds.
There you go. You can hop back down. You can go back to sleep. It's too hot for one little puppy.
Anyway, we're all not educated enough to talk
But
about.
now I need to look it up. How Icelandic
We needed
horses
Jamie to do
behave.
the searching while we're talking to say you're completely wrong. What are you talking about? You've got no idea.
Yeah. When are you going there though? Because you're in Melbourne for a bit, and then you go to Sydney, and then you go back home.
No, then I go
you
back
go to-
to Melbourne for your workshops.
Thanks.
And
Which we still have one spot, so if someone wants to shoot with, so Bec's modelling and you're modelling,
oh,
that'd be worth booking.
yeah, definitely.
If anyone wants to snatch up that one last little spot that we've got,
If not,
Well, David
putting
from
it out
San
there.
Francisco, so like he might, but he said he cannot do. Well, like might be here still. He was at your workshop in.
last year I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was incredible. He'd had a
Yeah.
really bad accident.
He broke his
neck. He slipped
Like,
over and
yeah,
broke his neck
yeah.
and still managed to fly all the way from San Francisco to come
I was
to
like, I really want to finally make it to Peter. So
was
with a
like-
broken neck, by the way, he came.
you're blown away.
I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
this
Was he
is
allowed to bring a
dedicated.
prosthetic
Prosthetic
neck?
neck.
He had, I was just,
No, but
the
he had
dedication, yeah, it was like
the collar,
fuse.
I think.
No, he,
No, I
he
didn't. I can't remember seeing.
No, he didn't have that. No, I was blown away. I was like, this is.
No, he just turned up in a stretcher.
No, he
And we
didn't.
wheeled him around between the
I
shoots.
thought that was incredible and so lovely that he had the dedication to make it. After that,
I paid him, no.
no, he was
So did he break it before or after?
before a couple of weeks before.
Yeah, but had he already booked?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, so yeah, he didn't
yeah.
And then it
lose
was just a couple of weeks before he just had this like
Really bad accident
yeah,
in the
this
bathroom.
Flipped over and his head fell
What's
into
happening?
the sink or something. I think he was
Between the
telling.
toilet. Like he got stuck between the toilet and the
Oh
sink.
my gosh, how scary!
Yeah.
Scary. Poor thing.
Yeah.
Poor thing. I hope he's doing okay.
Yeah, I heard about there's a girl once got her head stuck in behind the toilet and caught between toilet and sink.
Sorry,
There
what?
was.
How? What?
You don't even know her. I'm not mentioning her name, but a certain
Oh, I
group,
think,
a certain
yeah.
bouncer from Marilyn Manson concert had done her in the bathroom, and that's her head got stuck in.
Not mentioning names or anything.
You'll have to talk for a minute.
Oh. I always get so awkward when Peter's like, you talk, and I'm like, I feel like I don't know what to talk about. Well, I do know what I was going to talk about. We'll wait for Peter to get back because we were going to ask you because people always ask me things about like, being a model and stuff, but like, I don't really shoot that much anymore, so it's hard for me to answer questions about that, but I was going to, we could ask.
Well, we also like talk with Peter how
Yeah.
people think like both ways, like came from two photographers, but also two models, that so many time people don't really understand how it works and what is the relationship, like professional relationship between photographer and the model, nude model. And people are like, oh my God, so
Oh, yeah, 'cause you
people, so like mostly it's like men, 90% of my photographers are male.
Yeah.
So, and I'm nude model, so people are like, so the men see you naked and you are hot and beautiful. So do they want to have sex with you all the time? And same goes to like friends of the photographers. They're
Yeah.
always thinking like, oh my God, so which chick you just shoot and like what you were doing and
Maybe one
like,
of your friends asked you.
And my accountant.
yeah. We talked.
Which-
Yeah.
See, they don't understand.
No.
But there's a big difference. I know. I think it's partly because I grew up with a lot of female friends that influenced me a lot when I was young. Like right down to like 6, 7 years old. Some of my best friends were females. And then Bec knows the whole story, but there's a couple of females through sort of my 14 to 18-year-old that taught me a lot about women, like a lot about women.
About what?
About women.
Women.
Taught me about the shit they had to put up with. Because most men wouldn't see it, but once they started telling me, all of a sudden I could see exactly what they were talking about. So things like that. And then in my early days, I was...
Sugar lumps.
we were collecting... I was helping the school out. We collect paper. So you go around house to house and say, do you have any old cardboard or paper? And you collect it all, they'd store it at the school, then they'd get a recycle truck would come in and pay the school some money for it.
Yeah.
So it was a way for the school to get some extra money for sporting equipment. Most of the kids sort of around the 10, 11, they were looking out for the Playboy magazine. I was looking out for the Vogue magazine because I used to love drawing and I love the shapes in Vogue.
Yeah.
So I just think I had a different upbringing to the way I looked at females compared to what most of my male friends do. And right through, I see that they do. They can't help themselves. And I think it's just that. And if you look at a lot of American TV, a lot of it is degrading to women.
Yeah.
It's sort of training males to be that way from when they're young. The first time I watched Euphoria, the first two, I didn't think I could watch the series. The first 2 episodes, I thought this is so degrading to women.
But I think
That they're trying to make it the norm, and to me it was so
I think
not.
the show is trying to show what is the norm, and
Yeah,
then
how
kind
life
of like
is.
In the end, I love the show.
Yeah,
in the
me
end,
too.
100% love it, and I think there'll be people that took the right message away from it, and there'll be people that took the wrong message
also
away.
incredible acting. Like I was not expecting, I was like, oh,
Such
it's a
good
high
show.
school, or
Yeah, no.
it's like, but
Yeah,
I really like it.
I thought the storylines were really good. It went
Really?
flat every now and then, but overall,
Yeah, but like-
it was very clever. It was amazing. It had lots of feels of some of my favourite movies, like American Beauty. There was that whole American Beauty bit put in
Yeah.
there about the macho dad actually being.
Yeah. But I really. It's also well written, and I really like the colors sometimes. Like
Yeah, oh, yeah, some of the-
like
Some of the cinematography in that was
Yeah,
really good in it.
yeah.
But getting back to what you said, you see this in the real world though. You see someone like Peter Lindbergh. Now, I've never heard anything negative said about him, so I believe he must have been what most of the models said about him. He's still way too touchy for my liking. In a way, he's like, he would cuddle a lot of models a lot. Like he'd show them a picture and put his arm around while he's showing the picture. But no, because he never went any. It was more like he was their grandfather. A lot of, you could see, he was very, very close to a lot of the models. But then you see other people, and Patrick Dumichel, he's been cancelled, but he was the opposite. He still was an amazing photographer, but what he did was just not right. So
I
his
didn't know he was
motive.
cancelled. I was still
Yeah.
thinking he's like #1 for.
Yeah, well, I thought it was
Fashion.
only a photographer asked me to what's this Patrick Dumichel, and he couldn't.
Yeah, and
I
so
looked
Peter
it up.
looked it up to find out the spelling, and then
Wikipedia.
and then there's this like section that says controversy, and Peter's like, what? What's it? And he had no idea, and apparently like Vogue dropped him and stuff. 'cause
Oh
all
wow,
this-
didn't know that. I was like, yeah.
I don't think many
like
people.
everyone know him.
Yeah, but no one.
But when Peter Lindbergh passed, there was massive stuff all over social. You didn't see that when
Peter.
Patrick
Yeah.
died. It
So I don't think
like
many
got
people-
announced, but it slipped out. But he was most likely.
Like I'm so. I was thinking he's still alive. I'm like, yeah.
But his photos
I'm
still
so lost.
beautiful.
I'm so.
But
so lost.
then there's still male photographers that are really like inappropriate to other male models. So there's a couple of famous male photographers that are really blacklisted because of the way they
Yeah.
treat males.
Do you have to come across many like inappropriate, or are people normally pretty respectful?
I mean, I think it comes to the. What is the word?
Like how you hold yourself?
No, in like terms of when you do when you do something for experience.
Yeah.
So like when I started, I had a lot of bad experience because I just didn't know, and because I started like 17 years ago, there was not that much like internet yet. Let's say like, in terms of like.
The warnings weren't.
But also like there were no, let's say, professional models, like in terms of like that they were like traveling. and I just didn't have the experience how to recognize creeps.
Yeah.
So, like sometimes like one time, it was a really bad experience. I worked with a photographer. He had and I was like, okay, like he has a lot of references, positive references, like 32. But at that time, I didn't know that these girls are not models. They were like porn actresses or just like from, I just didn't look at all the profiles. And for me, they were like girls.
Yeah,
So,
32 references from psycho killers.
yeah, so, and now I just will trust my gut, and I can recognize kind of like the sleazy or
Yeah.
just avoiding the question, didn't want to provide all the information, doesn't have too much references, kind of be trying to be like, oh yeah, I have references, but these girls, they don't want to give it to you because there are no models, stuff
Yeah,
like that,
that's-
kind of like
that's
just
a red flag.
avoiding red flag, yeah. So now luckily I don't have that many, or
That's
if I have, it's just like some minor or but
That's
when I started I
Definitely.
had some bad ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so about 24 years ago, there was a few sites like Netmodel, Model Mayhem, and on those sites, sometimes like a mother hen would pop up. So one of the older models would start having something to protect the younger models, and
Yeah.
the younger models could come on, put posts, and they asked models to, if you have a bad experience, let's spread it. We all need
Yeah,
this
yeah,
for our own safety. But as soon as someone said anything, even though they had set up private groups, the dodgy photographers would have a model friend who would join the group as a model, so only allowed models to join the group, and then report back to the photographer, oh, this model said this about you. And then the photographer would attack that model. So it just, all that protection for models, some of the really bad photographers had set up these little spies to find out who were talking.
That's
Even
wrong.
like one time I had a photographer, and I looked at his portfolio, and like all the girls, they have this expression when they're like really uncomfortable. And at that time, I know one of the girls, and I messaged her, and I was like, "Hey, how he was like?" And she's like, "Yeah, like the shooting itself was okay, but in the end, he asked me if he can pay me more money, if he can like jerk on my ass."
Oh my gosh.
And then I messaged the
You
photographer.
said I could do it for nothing. I'm joking. I'm really joke. I was talking about beef jerky.
And then I messaged the photographer, and he's like, so I was like, yeah, sorry, like I cannot work with you because I heard like bad references.
Yeah.
And he's like, can you like, just tell me, because like I had a lot of shootings, and I was like this, and he's like, yeah, everything is negotiable.
Negotiable.
And I was like, I just don't want to be asked this question, period. And he's like, okay.
But it's not,
So he know, and he just was like, okay. So he didn't care, basically.
but Dennett says, is he a photographer? Or is
Well, photographer, yeah.
Yeah, but is that why he has a camera?
I don't know. I never met him.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
he's using the camera to maybe get pleasure rather than to take great pictures. No,
I don't know.
but I'm pretty accurate. Most of the models that have been around, most models that are over sort of like 24, 25, they can see red flags very quickly. They can
Yeah.
pick up on body language. They can pick up on the way things are said or suggested.
Yeah.
They can pick up on, you said, you pretend you're saying this is a joke, but you're saying this to see if you get offended by it, or you follow? So
Yeah.
they'll say things
Yeah.
like if it was a joke,
Yeah.
but it's them trying to test the water. I've heard that the most, and I think
Don't
Anne
roll
was-
out too much of the frame, sorry. Do you want me to zoom it out a bit?
Yeah, she's just pushing me out of my
Well, I can
seats.
move.
No, you're
just
fine.
zoom
She
Because
just,
I was, yeah.
it was the more we talk about inappropriate stuff, she just gets closer and closer to me. She's-
Do not.
That's better.
That's better. Okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
But yeah, I do really appreciate people like you when we're doing a shoot and you go, no, I trust you, can you just tell me?
Yeah, yeah.
Where that's how I'd much rather be. And you say, look, this, tell me, not, and that's really, because I don't want that in my shot either.
Yeah, but that's like when I have problems sometimes, because some
You told me, yeah, you
So-
see the
so-
photograph move to try and get an angle.
Yeah, but like that's the thing. Like with most of the photographers, I don't do it because like most of the time, I don't see the final results. So like I only do it with people I really work numerous time, and I just like know that they respect the boundaries, and also all they want from the picture is like art.
Well, there's a story from many years ago. There's a model I worked with for a long time. And she did a shoot with a particular photographer that was well known. Everyone seemed to like him. And you see his work, and it was just like, it was a bit boudoir-y, pin-uppy. So it was always soft, and pretty, a bit of lingerie, a bit of maybe implied. And she was doing a shoot with him, and he was sort of saying he wanted that Peter Colson look, the cook eye look out of her eyes. And she was going, well, he just gets it because you'll say something, click, and get that look that it's not like a look I can put on because I can't see what the look is. He sees the look and he grabs it. Anyway, they're shooting away and he started going very grey.
What does it mean?
And he's lost colour.
Pale?
Yeah.
But went grey, lost all his colour.
Okay.
And he just said, can I just take a breath for a minute, and sat in the seat and died.
Sorry, what?
He sat on the seat, then just died.
Had a heart attack.
He didn't grab his heart, just his head just dropped, and that was.
Oh my god!
So
it happened to one, like other model too. That she just arrived at the shooting, and the photographer had a heart attack, so she found him dead.
Oh my gosh.
no, this happened, and his own wife and her husband, the model's husband, and the wife were having tea inside the house while they were out in the garage. So anyway, they called the ambulance. She was still butt naked doing. Her and her husband were doing the resuscitation. She didn't even put clothes on. She was doing.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Anyway, there was a long story, but in the end, she said to his son, "Look, I haven't been paid for this shoot, and there's all these photos on the camera. Can I have them because they are the photos of me?"
My payment.
Yes. So he agreed. So he sent her the cards.
Yeah.
And about 6 months later, I was up at her place and she was having a shower, her husband was cooking, and she said, can you go through and set them all up and we'll go down and sit through them together and we'll pick out a picture because he'd love the fact that you're going to pick out a picture that... And I loaded them into a computer, the thumbnails coming up, and I'm seeing some thumbnails and going, So I went to her husband and said, I don't like the thumbnails that I'm seeing. And I said, I'm just going to leave it. And when she came out of the shower, I said, you just go in the office. I wasn't really happy on what I could see in a thumbnail, and I'm not going to zoom in on it. And I could hear in there, and I could hear her swear and bang the deck. She walked out with tears coming out of her face. She thought he was shooting her face.
Yeah.
He had zoomed in with a long lens onto one certain part of her body, and she never even knew it.
Yeah.
And she destroyed the whole shoot, never wanted anything to do.
Well,
but things like that, he got caught. So how many photographers have done that without? Same with Anne.
Many.
I was telling you about the photographer that had the hidden cameras below the desk.
Yeah.
And I said to Anne, while she's naked, walk up to the desk and look at your photos, and there's a camera under the desk.
Yeah. Like, it's a...
It's dangerous world.
We can try to avoid it as much as we can, but like...
There is always
the possibility.
Like you were telling us yesterday, you were looking at the photos on the computer and the guy was really close, and as you turned around, he tried to kiss you.
No, that was my phone. That was the video on my phone.
The video on the phone?
So I asked
was
him
like,
to
can you
make
take a
video for my Instagram.
And then she had a look at it and then was like, I love it. And turned
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. He still tried to kiss you.
No, he did kiss me.
Oh.
On my lips.
Gross.
He was old, like very old.
Even if he was young, it's inappropriate.
So if it's old, it's gross. But if it's a hot young guy, maybe. So any hot young photographer.
But I mean, like, if he was like at least my age, I understand kind of like, but like when you are like age of my father, which my father is very old.
So do you kiss your father?
No, but like
isn't that a European thing?
Where is the mind setting for that?
That's the problem because their mind is in the gutter, not.
Yeah.
But then it's like you were saying as well, like this kind of stuff makes you super angry because it
makes people look down on photography. And the thing I hate the most is, man with camera, guy with camera. typical overweight, old, they've got to be sleazers.
Yeah.
Whereas I never want to be seen that way because my models don't look like they're like my daughters and things like that.
Yeah.
I have, with my book that I'm doing for In My Pants for Cancer, I photographed my mum implied topless.
Yeah.
I photographed my daughter topless pregnant.
Yeah.
But I don't see that.
Yeah.
I photographed 2 of my neighbours have asked for me to photograph them implied nude.
No.
And they have asked for that because they want that style of photo. Not once, and they're not coming to me, they're not getting paid, right? They literally have asked me. And Becca's seen people come in that are not models and just want some pretty pictures. Next minute they're topless and it's...
Oh, yeah.
And so like, no, you don't need to. I can do it so it's implied. No, I'm happy doing this.
But then it's shitty when you get labelled badly because of the few
The way
bad...
the way their mind thinks. Their mind is in the gutter.
But then the bad seeds and ruin it for everyone. And that really sucks and that's really unfortunate.
But it also goes to models, you know, like...
Some models that go way too far with what they do.
Yeah, but like literally
And then
they're
they've
like models, but basically they're not models.
No, they're not
or like
models.
they're not looking for that. And like I had a shooting in Sydney and the guy, he was Indian, he was super nice. And he told me that he booked this, I think she was Russian, but like it's usually Russian or Ukrainian girls, but I don't want to be like all the Russian models and like
No,
like
they
my
say-
friend, she's
in
Ukrainian
Milan, they
and
say
she's
the same thing.
such a great model. So yeah, and he was like, yeah, I booked her for 3 hours, and you know, like I am Indian, so my wife knows, but you know, like I really like kind of, you know, we have to meet with my wife in the middle in terms of like trust.
Yeah.
And so he was like, yeah, so we have like I booked 3 hours. We were like 2 hours in, and I think he went to get a drink or something, and then like she came to him and she was like, well, you know, if you want to give me, I don't know, $200 more, I can give you like a blowjob, or if you pay me, I don't know, 500 more, we can go all the way. And he was like, I was so uncomfortable and so in shock. He's like, I just paid her and just left. And then I can understand that it's also like, if this girl will be like, yeah, I'm a model, and then she will do it to some photographers who just
Who will
start
take it.
or like they don't know how
they're
it
a bit
works.
sleazy anyway.
Then they think that all the models are like
gonna
that.
do that, yeah.
So that's also like the other way around.
That was the thing, especially in Milan a few years ago. Like, a lot of the models would say, "Oh, bloody Russians are here. We won't get any work." And I'm talking about high-end campaigns. So just complaining that, and it's not like putting them down, but for the few models I know from Russia and Ukraine, if you're female in these countries, you're pretty much a prostitute anyway. Even if you're working in a fish and chip shop, there's things expected from you as a woman. So they tend to grow up.
With
It's not
that
like it's their fault.
mindset,
Their mindset is they need to do this to get ahead.
Okay.
Otherwise, they'll never get anywhere.
But that's no fault of their own. That's
Their upbringing.
Their upbringing.
And I've spoken to Anna about that, and she goes, yes, it's pretty common that women are treated, you know, you want a pay rise, there's only one way you get a pay rise, otherwise. And they come
sad.
across, and seriously, some of the Russian women and
What do they
Ukrainian
put in
women are
the-
so beautiful. They
Yeah.
are stunning.
I think they put something in the
Slavic
water.
Women in general
Yeah.
are like.
But even the women, Czech women are
Sorry,
pretty
yeah.
friggin' beautiful too.
No, that's
There's
Slavic.
a lot of,
That's Slavic, like Polish, Ukrainian,
Yeah.
Slovakia, Slovenia, Croatia, Russia.
But would you
know, like
agree
all-
that most of them are absolutely stunning, and when they get to about 30, 40,
Yes.
they
will turn
look
into
terrible.
like babushka, and it's the same with
Whereas
a
if
lot
you go
of
to
Czech. Yeah.
if you go to Brazil, they're sort of average. They hit about 20, 21, 22. They start to shine. They hit 30. They are friggin' amazing.
Yeah,
They-
especially with kids and just like having husband, you will just. I think it's kind of like the kind of like it's changing, but it's kind of that when like a lot of Slavic men are kind of they want like. I'm not saying it's getting much better, but like a lot of guys are still raised the way they will not do anything in the house. because like
yeah.
it's for women, and
Yeah,
I
that's-
they will like
that's woman's
purposely
work.
be like, well, I can do it, but you have to tell me what to do. The kids kind of like, everyone is like, oh my god, your husband know how to change the diaper, like wow, you know. So now of course like my generation and younger, like even sometimes the dad will go on like maternity leave, let's say, and the women will go. So it's getting better, but like especially like these women, they will just let go because they have to go to the work, then take care of kids, take care of another kid, which is their husband, and then clean the house, and they're just like fucking tired, you know, all the time. So that's probably like contributing to that.
Yeah, but you see it. I think it's just different parts of the world are slower to come around. So maybe the English and the Australian and the Americans, the males became more housewives and things like that, where the Italians and the Greeks that were like 20 years behind. They're getting there, but they're...
I don't know, from my experience,
So-
I think it depends.
So with the Czech people, the Czech males, they don't change diapers still?
I think it's getting much, much better. Like, especially
so-
like with internet and just like, you know, like more influence from around the world.
That's
changing.
More often, we didn't even talk about it. Like even from our first kid, it was like, well, you'll do the night feeding,
Yeah.
and then I'll do the change in the morning so you can sleep in.
But like, for instance, like this trend, at least like me, but that's again like the photographers. So the photographers are kind of like specific demographic.
Oh, you're
group.
putting me
But
into
like,
a demographic
No.
group,
No. But like,
Oh.
you know, most of my photographers are like over 50 years old, and like, of course, like I'm not keeping my papers or whatever, but like, genuinely
But you're-
speaking,
you're
like divorced
you're over 50
or just
now.
like single. So like in America, like I'm not saying, but like especially in America, like a lot of people drives me crazy in terms of like these guys 70, 65 plus, and like first, like they kind of expect from you that
What, you're going to vacuum the house first
Yes.
before the photo shoot?
like you will
And
provide the food
and
for
can you
the
cook
shooting.
for me?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. Like yeah. And then also really love to mansplain, and I think that's the American thing. So like even my friend.
Oh no,
Mansplain.
it's an Australian thing as well.
Yeah. Because like you know,
Sorry. I'm
like-
going to take you. So I need to mansplain because you don't understand if I talk normal. Oh my God.
But like my friend, he lives in Singapore. He is American, and like you know, I travel for a living, and then he will take me to the airport, and then he's like, so you know, like just keep your plastic bottle, because like when you will cross you can just fill it up. I'm like, seriously, like you are telling it to me, like like that's all, you know. And like explaining how the passport works.
That-
I'm like, passport.
I'm
Sorry.
aware.
That doesn't work everywhere because if you're flying through Dubai, you can't take liquid on the plane.
No, really.
No,
Oh, I didn't know.
as you go to get on the plane,
Oh.
someone checks your bags for liquids.
Oh, really?
No, you've seen it. Remember the little desk they set up?
I'm normally brain dead after a 14-hour
No,
flight.
normally you have your normal check for your water, but when you've come out of your lounges and things like that, they check that you don't have any liquids then.
Because like in Singapore, for instance, they have these like security gates when you only get through security once you arrived at the gate. And I remember I kind of forget about it, and I had water, and they just like dispose of the water because I was like, I will drink it. And she's like, no, you cannot do it here. I will just dispose, give you bottle back, and then at each gate they have the fountain so you can refill it just before. But I've never been to Dubai, so it seems like a country which is weird.
when we come out, so we normally come out of a lounge, which is a private access to the plane.
Yeah.
So coming down that, even there's a guy on a desk. Every single bag gets looked at for liquid. So it might be people
So
like Beck
can
who fill
only
up their
get
drink bottle
water
with
in
alcohol.
air flight.
You sure?
Yes.
You liked the idea when I told you, though.
I did not. I knew I was going to get on the boat.
No, I think it's only Dubai, but it's the same when you
Has yours
fly
slipped
to.
by any chance?
No.
Sorry.
That's all right.
What do you mean
I'm
mine?
like sweating.
So why are you asking if mine slipped?
Because mine slipped before. I was just checking.
I can put it like
I just
here.
Just checking everything.
I hope I'm not
Because this
flashing.
has been a nice little conversation, and I'm paranoid.
You're paranoid. You think something's going to go wrong.
Yes, because it's been a nice little
it's working,
conversation.
it's working.
It's working. It's got input light on. It's got battery. It's got record.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Right.
It's fine.
Right.
Trauma.
So I must be the odd one out because I'm still married. I cook.
No, I'm not saying, like a lot
It's
of
shit.
photographers are married or something.
But
there's a lot of
is there
them
something
not.
wrong with me because I'm old with a camera, but I cook?
No, I think majority of
He's
at least like Australian photographers are married.
shit stirring.
Or yeah.
I often get asked, speaking, because you said before that, like majority of the photographers that book you are males. And I find when we do have a workshop and I'm having a little chit chat, doing my mingling thing,
Yeah.
question I always get asked is, so at these workshops, is it normally majority guys? And I'm like, it depends. Like certain countries, yes, and they're like, why is that? And I'm like, well, because I think when women get into photography, I feel like they tend to gravitate towards doing like newborn photography or stuff. And it's not.
Oh, put them in a box. Why don't you?
I'm saying they tend.
Baby photographer.
No, because I'm
Sorry,
saying-
women out there.
No, I'm just saying, stop making me feel like an asshole. Like, this is my answer I give. I'm like, I tend to find that that's what women tend to do. Like, oh, I'm going to do newborn or like family portraits and stuff.
But I also have
if
the
you look at the real,
feeling-
if you have to look at the real world, Nate, how many female fashion photographers do you know? Proper high end.
Lindsay Adler, Lara Jade, Lanny
No, they're
Leibovitz.
educators. Leibovitz is not. The others are educators.
But I think it's getting again better because
No,
it's kind of like
it's just a type of, and I get crucified when I say this, but more and more, something I say to some of the younger girls so they can understand some things. If there was 2 doors over there, and you had to strip butt naked and walk in through these doors and get a compliment,
yeah.
one room is full of men, one room is full of women. Think about it carefully. If you walk butt naked into a room full of women, they're going to, oh, look at her ass, it's a bit flabby. Oh, wouldn't they?
I don't know. Some girls are really
Beck,
nice.
am I right?
I don't know.
Women tend to judge, they look and go, oh, my ass is better than that.
Like,
Whereas the
to
men
be-
are just
to
going
be
to
honest,
go naked chick.
Like most
Oh,
of
cool,
my
naked chick. You got to
most
get.
of my the most enjoyable in terms of I don't know different approaches from female photographers and I think maybe that's why you don't see women that much in workshops because I have a feeling that women will just if they really want to pursue the career of photographer they are just I will do it my way.
Yeah, I'm not getting me wrong. I've got some good friends with female photographers and I love their work to bits.
Or they will go to other
Timothy was
female
some of the best
photographers.
fashion photography I've ever seen. Seriously, and she was a nobody, but I still look at her pictures. You even picked one of her pictures out. So one of the pictures you put in the storyboard
'Cause you
is
can-
off this complete disaster
Yeah.
18-year-old girl
Yeah.
who got a high-end model in and it's just didn't have a clue what she was doing, but got these amazing
I shot
photos.
with her a couple of times, and I'd get to her place, and she had her garage at the back of her dad's place, and it was just she had clutter everywhere, and she'd do crazy makeup, but she'd do what I said. She'd just use her fingers and just
Yeah.
and do
Yeah.
this, and then she would do my hair and then she'd just
pull out a camera that was half broken.
Yeah.
But then she'd pull out all
Yeah.
of these clothes and put this awesome outfit together, and just would make the coolest photo. And I loved her work so much.
I loved her work
Yeah.
too. It's just
Yeah.
unfortunate she has issues, mental issues
But she.
and things happen in her life, but she caused some of the things that happened. But unfortunately,
so much talent, so much talent with a broken camera and just
Yeah.
in a dingy
and completely
garage.
self-taught.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
biggest agency in Australia was happy to give her big models.
Yeah.
And she'd turn 4 hours late to the
Yeah.
shoot.
Yeah.
But the agency was still wrapped with the photos. So I'm not having got women photographers. I just feel I wish more. We talk about this a lot. I wish we had more women photographers because I think,
But
especially
I
in
think it's starting
fashion,
I think it's
fashion women, there should be so many more women photographers.
It's still kind of I think fashion is still, how to say it, the old school.
Yeah, but see, I'll fight people on this. So most of the designers,
Healthy.
so many designers are female. So many magazine editors are female.
Yeah, I'm not
So
saying.
many. So
but
if you
it's
look
just
at, but they then employ a male to shoot. So a
Yeah.
lot of the industry is female, but for some reason, they then go back to a male to shoot.
I think it's just the way, like, you know, like the
Any
way
winters?
we make, or like society or whatever, we make the people famous. Let's say, you know, like, because most of the time, if you ask someone, like, tell me the greatest, like, painter or like actor, like, you will always come up with male names.
Yeah, well, sorry.
Like, just instantly.
No, exactly. Perfect. I could not tell you a famous female painter.
Yeah.
Don't know one.
Because it's just
I could tell
the
you-
way.
I
It's
could
just
tell you
the way
famous-
how history was like
Frida
taught.
But who?
Because like
Frida Kahlo?
I don't know.
She was a painter.
Yeah.
No, but I could tell you famous female musicians,
Taylor
violinists. No, she's.
But like in the terms of history,
Oh
there
my
are
God.
females,
No, you've got
but
wrong.
they have
Beyonce,
to.
best ever in the world, 33 awards. She has to be by far so much better than everybody. No, shut up. No, you see what I mean? There's lots of amazing female musicians.
Yeah.
I don't
But
know.
musicians, yeah.
I don't know. So if you talk about landscape photographers, I couldn't tell you a female that I know that's famous.
Yeah, true.
If we talk about like Annie Leibovitz, but Annie Leibovitz was very, very lucky that her best friend was Rolling Stone, right? She had the luxury of being able to be with the friggin' Rolling Stones she was able to get these pictures, she's got her foot in the door, now she can shoot anybody. So anybody who has that trust can get great photos.
Yeah.
I'm not saying she's not a good photographer, but she had the door open for her. But I just find it really, and I'm not on your side. I'm more feminist than most women, but unfortunately you women fight, not you, but a lot of women
You
fight
women.
over the wrong thing. You can't call it a batsman. It has to be a bats person.
I think that's just.
No, but
Oh,
is
yeah,
it?
but like
No,
that's-
things like that. Like you can't say, "Hey guys," but you're happy for injustice to be done with women in Africa and the Middle
No, I
East,
don't.
and you let that go. That
I
doesn't
don't
matter.
know any people like that.
I don't know anyone that lets
I just
that
know
go.
women who are like, well, I just want to have the same rights in work as a male person.
Well, you should have now.
Yeah, but we don't. For instance, in Czech Republic, we have like the percentage is like 36% to 54
Of what? No, what are you talking about?
wages
No,
for the
no,
same position.
No, all right. Oh, for the same position. No, that shouldn't
Yeah.
be. No, in Australia, same position, same wage.
Yeah, but like you know, like that's
100%. I agree with you. The biggest problem that we have in the figures, and I'm not standing up for men, and I listened to a really, really interesting podcast, and the person was 100% right. Yes, there's a wage discrepancy within the Victorian government. So the women that get paid in the Victorian government is 30% less than the men that are paid by the Victorian government. But
And
and there's a reason. No, you got to listen. No. So do you know how we get it to even out?
yeah.
The government has to sack 20,000 women. Then it would even out. Because women are doing the childcare, the cleaning. Men aren't doing any of those jobs.
Yeah.
They're all the lowest paid jobs.
Yeah.
So to even the wage out, you have to sack all of those lower paid women and put lower paid men in those jobs. But the women don't want to have to do 40 hours a week and then 40 hours for nothing without pay, because that's what men do. Right? So women go home and look after the family, cook, clean. Men do work for nothing to get ahead. They don't spend the time with the family, do they? They tend to put time into their work. But women, their friends and their family is so much more important than...
I think it changes. I think it
No, I
changes.
mean, as a rule, most women much prefer... Friends and family is so much more important than their job, which is actually better.
I think it's like
to me, that's...
because my friends, most of them are models or like hardworking women, and like these kind of
Yeah, but they're
people
still-
will always prefer career over.
But they'll still get paid for every second. They're not doing stuff for nothing. Whereas a lot of men will take on a salary position, which means you've got to do 80 hours work, but you only get paid 20. most women won't because they'd rather put that extra 20, 30 hours into their family
I'm just
friends.
thinking if I know some man who is
Like me,
doing...
who has to put time into getting ready.
Oh, you're kicking us out, are you? So, yeah, on with you. So, Bec wants to go home.
No, I have to finish doing my makeup.
Bec wants to go home 40 minutes early.
I don't have to finish doing my
See,
makeup.
a male would walk 40 minutes back.
You guys can keep talking. I just need to start doing my
No,
makeup.
we don't do makeup. That's the difference. That, by the way, Bec's going out to a concert tonight.
Oh,
Yes, I am.
Who are you seeing?
Potter Robinson.
Peter Bec.
Woo.
Woo. Anyway, sorry about
Sorry
my,
to cut you
sorry
off.
about my rant.
It's fine. Sorry to cut you
Amazing
off.
to have
Amazing to have a Lilith with
Lilith
us
with us.
to join us.
Love her to
And
bits.
yes, we do. And we hope you guys enjoyed our discussion this week. And
Very political.
it was very.
Maybe we're gonna. Maybe we should call it the Bec Rogan Show.
Anyways, you guys have a fantastic week, and we will see you again
Next
next week. Bye, guys.